Welcome to KocoSports. I am the huge one, kid, the idiot Dave Koco from Wrestle AM, a podcast on YouTube, KocoSports, wherever you find your podcast. And I'm joined by my tag team partner, SidsLight. He's at SidsLight on everything. And I've been crazy busy with hockey, Tokyo Game Show, baseball, wrestling. For a retired guy, I'm working way too hard. I think I worked more this month being retired than I have the others. All right, let's just get this out of the way. It's WWE Cut Day, and we of course are going to be idiots. But my Uncle Tommy told me something when I was a young boy, and I remember this. Never laugh at a man that has a job. A job is the most important thing in the world, and 90% of your happiness comes from your partner and a job. We wish these guys the best. Hopefully they don't have to trick people into joining what is it? Not a Discord. Where do you beg for money? But it's Patreon.
Twitch.
Hopefully these guys don't have to do Patreon or OnlyFans or anything like that, and they can find work elsewhere. And if they love WWE, they can bring back a thing. But yeah, there's some big
and
losses
hopefully
here. What's that?
At least take away. Hopefully they take away from all the fans reacting to it in shock or disappointment that they're being released. At least take away that fans. There were some fans who liked you, so you'll see shitty comments, but
yeah, and you're gonna see shitty comments no matter what.
That are gonna miss you.
And then you're gonna get these comments. Dolph Ziggler's a legend. He's the greatest thing in the world. #respect. Did he sign in AEW? He's such a fucking has-been. Oh, he's back in WWE? I love him. Corporations, rub your nipples. You're gonna have those guys. Those guys are fucking weird. They're weird. Europeans, My question for you is, in Japan, they don't really worship corporations they don't work for, which kind of makes sense. And Australia, New Zealand, every wrestling fan I've met there, they don't worship corporations. America, North America, they worship corporations. They, Dolph Ziggler's the greatest as long as he's on my corporation. A lot of fans are like that. So Europe, my question to you is, do you worship corporations as much as North America? Because
I like that the man coming from the "we'll work 80-hour weeks in honor of the corporation we work for" land is trying to say we're the corporate stooges.
Yes, but you missed a key point, America. You weren't paying attention as always. I said corporations that don't pay you. They, we in Japan we work 80 hours a week, but we at least get paid. What's that?
Mega Man 2
documentary coming soon? Maybe never.
Corporations that don't pay you?
Yeah, I mean, they still made money, but yeah, that's an interesting thing. Guys, look up Mega Man 2. It's very interesting. We got distracted. Some big names being released. Let's just go over the list, and then we'll hit them up. I'm reading this off tpwwe.net, also WWE and Twitter and Facebook. These are our sources. I only do it because I have a short-term memory, and if you said, hey, dude, list all the people that got cut, I'd be like, what? All right, we got Top Dollar, Leah, I might have mispronounced her name, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Emma, Mace, Mansoor, Rick Boogs. Is it Boggs? Boogs? I don't know. He's got a nice mustache. Ridigmar, Shanky. I've never seen Shanky wrestle, but in KocoSports Twitch, check it out. KocoSports stream on Coco Plays YouTube, check it out. My chat loves Shanky. I've never actually seen him. You got Shelton Benjamin, Pro Wrestling Noah New Japan star, and from NXT, Montana, Dabo Kato, Dana Brooke. I thought she was kind of big. Mustafa Ali, huge. Quincy Elliott, and Leon. So there you go. That is the list. I think the biggest shocker has to be Dolph Ziggler and Shelton Benjamin. I think Shelton Benjamin is one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time that never got his fair shake. He didn't get his fair shake in any company he went to, and it's shocking. I don't know, I don't know why no one ever saw the talent that he really was. So
yeah, especially I remember there was that moment where they were doing the whole Vince McMahon had said you got to reach up and grab the brass ring, and it was like a slap in the face to the Dolph Zigglers who have tried to grasp the shit out of the brass ring, and the brass ring's just like, fuck you, man, you can't have me.
Well, and then someone else that sent out a tweet. It was pretty nice. The Matt Cardona, he'll be wrestling DDT, Wrestle Universe. He'll go against Maki Ito on DDT. Big events in Japan on the 24th, so make sure to check it out. But he tweeted out, to those who were just released, this can be the end of your career or it can be the beginning. Look yourself in the mirror and decide. I promise you work and money is out there. It's not easy, it's a grind, it's a hustle, it's frustrating. But it also can be incredibly rewarding and more ways than one if you work your fucking ass off. I hope to see you all down the road. And I thought he was like the perfect example of getting fucked over by WWE and making a goddamn career for himself.
He was, but I think he was in a different bracket than, like, say, Dolph Ziggler. I feel like Dolph Ziggler is instantly on the list for all the companies that aren't WWE.
100%. And it's just sad. First off, me and the Raccoon and most pro wrestling fans, not sports entertainment fans, most pro wrestling fans, maybe a couple sports entertainment fans. It just depends on what company's on because you have no standards. But most pro wrestling fans dreamed of him being strong enough to walk away. And he didn't. And he was not rewarded for his loyalty. John Cena, The Rock, giving him the respects. Obviously, two legends. People talking about, I think he was like in the top 10 of most matches wrestled for WWE. And just absolutely amazing talent. I remember when he cashed in and that went nowhere. I was just like, dude, I my heart can't take being a Dolph Ziggler fan.
Dude, he was so hot too.
Yeah. It was
People
insane.
were losing their minds when that happened.
Yeah, it just sucks because he had everything except the boss. And that's the thing, like...
And he's ran with every shit thing they've ever given him.
And
I think
that's
the biggest testament to him. Like, he has ran with all the garbage.
And with LA Knight's success, it shows that Triple H with the helm will let you shine. Where, like, a Vince McMahon wouldn't. If Vince McMahon would not let LA Knight shine, period. End of story. He would have to be a chosen one. And it just sucks because Dolph could have been something special. He could have been one of the greatest of all time. And the only thing that stopped him... Because, like, here's the thing.
Especially because Dolph is undeniably one of the best sellers there is. Granted, he goes overboard sometimes, but I think he does that because that's fun for him.
Yeah. And I don't know, like...
Oh my God, I just realized. With this man's love of comedy as his second passion, maybe his first passion now, do you think it could go to DDT?
Oh, that would be fucking fantastic.
I mean, those guys can go, he can go, and it's comedy. He would be able to do all the things he loves.
Yeah. And here's the crazy part about Dolph. Is that as long as he wants it, he could be a star anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Also, fun fact, he has an in with AEW. His brother is Ryan Nemeth. He's already changed his Twitter name to Nick Nemeth. Did you know that?
I did know that. For the reason why I'm giggling so much is that SidsLight found out Nick Nemeth's brother was Dolph Ziggler at least 20 times. Every time he's shocked. He's like...
It was twice.
It was 1,406. You had a Woody Harrelson moment. I mean, him and his brother tagging up, that would be kind of cool. Him going around the world. I mean, before, and a lot of pro wrestling fans, including myself, thought he sold out. I was like, dude, what a fucking bitch. When he re-signed with WWE, I was like, I'm out. You don't want it. You know what I mean? You just don't. Mm-hmm. Fucking collect your paycheck. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you had potential to be one of the greats. And hopefully you can. Obviously, sports entertainment fans, they're just going to like whatever corporation you go to. When you go to, spoiler, when you go to AEW or New Japan, people are going to say you're washed. And then when you come back, those same fans are going to say, welcome home. It's fucking disgusting, Dolph. Get used to it. But yeah, you are insanely talented. I mean, seeing you go to New Japan, Noah, DDT, I don't know if he could hang in Dragon Gate, but I'd sure as like to see him try.
I don't know if he still can. In his prime, I definitely think he could.
Yeah. And then you got AEW, Impact, MLW, and you might be able to do the Jericho Moxley deal. Where like, oh, I'm exclusive to AEW in this country, but I can go overseas and wrestle for whoever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't
That would
be
be interesting.
Yeah. And I think
if there's a guy I think it could still do the G1, he could do it. I think
Shelton Benjamin too. I think Shelton Benjamin and Dolph Ziggler are the two best by far.
I think mentally, I just expect that Shelton's going to end up on Impact because he was there before.
Well, yeah, but he's also been in Pro Wrestling Noah and New Japan.
That's true, but can he still go like that?
I'd like to believe so, but I don't know.
Here's my question for you: who do you think are the three biggest pickups from there from the release list that somebody could get, that a company could get?
Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin, and Ali.
Ooh, see, I'm close with you. I think Dolph Ziggler. I think Ali for sure. Ali's the only one that wanted his release. I'm pretty sure he's been asking for it for fucking years.
Yeah.
Ali's probably like, finally, I am free. My third one though, I think AEW needs to get Emma to Neil Dashwood. They need her. She's instantly good enough in terms of experience and in terms of quality. She's instantly good enough to be in the top portion of their women's roster.
Yeah.
And she already has big experience. I just think getting her would be incredibly smart for them.
Yeah. And Tony Khan, I don't think you need to sign everybody. Just
no.
You don't have to be a savior.
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Is that he tries to sign everybody.
Well, and most of the time, if you're not threatening his life, he'll let your contracts run out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to consider.
I think he should grab Ali. I think Ali he should definitely grab. I feel like Ziggler's kind of a given his brother being there.
Yeah.
Not only that, but brand recognition wise, of the entire list, in terms of that outsider moment, like with Razor and Hall and Nash, outside of that moment, if you're looking for that same sort of feel with wrestlers, Ziggler and Ali are the two that can do it of the entire list. Ali, I think, has a match that was supposed to be scheduled that got canceled because of this for a pay-per-view. So Ali was in stories. Ziggler's, everybody knows who Ziggler is. I think those two showing up on AEW are the biggest, oh shit, look at this.
Yeah. And so it would be interesting. I would definitely I would not pick up everyone. Like, you don't want to be Dixie Carter. I mean, you're borderline Dixie Carter as it is. I wouldn't pick up everyone. And that doesn't mean I don't want them to have success elsewhere. It's just, why go from one catering to another? Try to be a star somewhere.
Roster's already kind of bloated.
Yeah. And I think there's too many guys that don't fit the system.
Yeah.
But, as time goes on, there is no system. In my opinion. So, Dolph, you are one
New
of
Japan wise, though, there are some incredible pickups, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Dolph and Shelton, you're probably the guys I want to see the most. And hopefully you come. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting time. And hopefully people just become stars. And here's the thing, you sick fucks. Support good wrestlers, not random corporations. That's all we ask. I know that's a hard sell. That's a very hard sell. And I busted Dolph Ziggler's balls. I feel guilty because it didn't work out. It reminds me of the Jim Carrey story. It's like, my dad did everything safe, and they still fucking fired him, so you might as well chase your dreams. Dolph, you might as well chase your dreams. All right.
Do you think they...
Go ahead.
Do you think that they regret it at all after they've seen how the reaction is from, like, The Rock, Cena, basically their whole roster being, like, pouring out for Ziggler? There was a dude, if there was ever a dude that I think should have been safe with a company for the rest of his career, Ziggler's the guy.
Yeah. Um, I don't think so. Like Triple H might, and a couple of the creative might, but I think the upper people don't give a shit. Like, it's the guys that ran UFC. They don't. I don't
That's
know.
true.
There's just certain companies that are like, all right, you can leave. See ya. See ya.
Mm.
It's a corporate world, and yeah, there's people that are probably pissed. Like, oh, this is bullshit. But it happens every year, and it's probably going to happen more and more. And on top of that, they're probably losing a lot of their office mates. It's like, oh, remember Bob from accountant? Yeah, he's gone. Poor fucking
Bob's
Bob.
gone.
Goddamn Bob.
They cut Bob last week.
Yeah. All right. This is so dumb. We got Dolph Ziggler on the line. Hold on, boys. Hello? Dolph, you there? I'm glad you're there. Hey, you got anything to say? Yeah, I'll put you on speaker.
And you can give, 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 and sometimes you get nothing. In return, you get nothing. And you have friends and family and fans coming up to you telling you, why do you still do it? Why are you still here? Why do you subject yourself to this every night?
Why do you? All right, have a good one. That promo is one of the best promos ever, and it's seriously, it fucking sucks. You know what I mean? It just sucks.
Yeah, he's the one I'm the most disappointed about.
Yeah.
Because it feels like he should have been protected forever for them. With all the bullshit he did for them.
Yeah. And not only that, but it just sucks because this is something I'm pounding in, and it seems to be, you line up, you beat a dead horse or pound a drum, or hey, this is fucking important. It's just like, if you have standards, stuff like this doesn't happen. When I used to talk to people in FCW, they would always say the same thing. It's just wrestling. And you don't want to be in an entertainment, and you don't want to be in sports, or you don't want to be in a company where hard work is not rewarded, where talent is not rewarded. And it's not that way for everyone. It's definitely that way for Dolph Ziggler. And it got to the point where just most pro wrestling fans gave up on him. He was a punchline for staying. And not only that, but being a punchline for staying and then them getting rid of you. Because, Nakamura's done interviews where he's like, no, Dolph wants to leave. He wants to prove that he can hang in New Japan.
Did he?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's done interviews where Nakamura fucking...
I think he can undeniably hang in Japan.
Without a doubt, but, he wanted to go and didn't. And it's just, sometimes you gotta follow your heart and be passionate. And it just sucks. It just sucks.
There is, they're saying that, Mustafa Ali wasn't actually released. That basically he requested it and he wasn't cut. I mean, that he requested it most likely, and that's why they were released. That was what sources had told. I think SRS, someone, their sources had said that Ali wasn't a cut, that he was released. Basically, it seemed on his own request, and I wonder if it's possible that Ziggler got the option.
We talked about this off air, and you brought up a great point. I just guessing, no fucking facts whatsoever. I don't think he had a choice, but you were saying that I hope he was given a choice.
Yeah, if he was given a choice, it's not as bad.
No, I kind of agree with that. So, I don't know that, but what AEW's vision was, is what he is. What Dolph Ziggler's vision of pro wrestling is, would do so much better in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
I think what you said before, I think doing the Mox Jericho type deal for him is probably the peak. Especially because if he went in and he signed with them, but was like, hey, don't announce it yet, I want to go do some work in DDT first, and went to DDT for a while, and then ended up actually feuding with Takeshita in DDT,
that shit would be hot.
and bringing it over to AEW, it'd be a great way to bring him into that AEW audience. But I feel like if AEW goes for him, they're gonna want him instantly for that outsider type effect of, oh my god, he's here now.
Yeah, yeah,
But he
yeah.
hasn't been on TV in a little bit.
Yeah, no, and I completely understand. I know that, but like, I like DDT and I like Noah, but New Japan has the cash.
Yeah.
It's just they have the cash where Noah and DDT don't spend it. But Noah has said in press conferences in Japanese that they're willing to spend money to bring foreigners over. And if you're willing to spend money, this is the fucking guy you spend money on.
Okay, I see where you're saying, but with the rumor of Sheamus's contract expiring this year, if I'm Noah, if I'm gonna try and put big money on a foreigner, I love Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler to Noah is, I think, the least appealing option for me for Ziggler of the Japanese promotions, because he doesn't really work strong style. And to me, when I don't watch a lot of Noah. I'm not gonna lie and pretend I watch nearly as much as you.
Wikipedia Dan, do it.
I expect Noah to have hard hitting strong style. Like that in my mind is the core identity of Noah. These are the guys who still do real strong style. That's in my mind what they are. And when I watch, I expect to see at least a little bit of that. So Ziggler to me doesn't really match it, but Sheamus screams I'd thrive in Noah.
Yeah. And Noah is stiff. They don't a lot of diehard Noah fans don't like saying strong style. Because
Stiff,
New Japan is supposed to be.
Isn't that what strong style is?
They're fucking picky. They're like, it's King's Road. It's like, I just want to see two men beat the shit out of each other, okay?
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Exactly.
As he would say.
So, yeah. So, it's going to be interesting. And, yeah. I'm trying to think. Rick Boogs would be interesting. Emma's going to be interesting.
A lot of them are interesting, but
and
I
also
think
like, will they
Emma's
save their
the most
careers?
must do.
Because like some of them, like you're like, where the fuck is Top Dollar gonna go? Where the fuck is Shanky gonna go? You know what I mean?
Shanky, I don't know.
Elias,
Top Dollar, though,
Elias
I could see
could
that
go somewhere. I could see
Elias,
him blending in Impact, NWA.
Impact is where I see Elias ending.
I think he would be a bigger star there. I think he gets lost in the sauce. And he's
at Impact?
in AEW.
Oh yeah, in AEW, I
think he gets lost in the sauce.
Yeah, I like love it or hate it. AEW's top half of their roster, if you're looking at workers, is stacked, and AEW doesn't really focus heavily on storytelling outside of a few of their acts.
I don't know.
So
this week's show had a lot of storytelling.
Yeah, but again, it was focused on a very select few acts. It's been the same acts basically that have been part of the storytelling.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't see him thriving there. Ziggler, I think, could do really well there, but I still think Ziggler's best place is Japan.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping he gets a Jericho concert. And Shelton Benjamin, get the IWGP title, get a GHC title run. I just, this is a young man saying. I've never used it, but being on Twitch a lot, give the man his flowers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see Shelton Benjamin win a major title. Impact. I don't know.
Wait,
Shelton
Benjamin's never won a big title, even in Impact?
I don't know. I don't think
nuts.
so. Dude, and the thing is, he wasn't... He's so respected for in-ring ability.
Yeah.
And he just... maybe he's too friendly. I don't know. Backstage.
Maybe, but if he wants to do work rate and stay in the U.S., AEW's it. Actually, that might be another mark for AEW, though, for Ziggler. Not just that his brother's there, but Ziggler very clearly is still interested in doing comedy. While he could do comedy wrestling in DDT, the AEW schedule without the house shows and everything, it'd be very easy for him to set up.
And he can still do the stand-up.
Yeah, he could really easily do touring.
I would like to go see a Dolph Ziggler stand-up.
He's probably pretty good.
I don't know. I mean, I imagine it's his passion.
he was smart with how he approached it. I know initially he was only booking events whenever the WWE was doing like really big pay-per-views. That was when he'd book himself to do comedy shit because then he knew he'd get a bunch of the wrestling audience in. Really smart.
Yeah. I don't know. Has that question for? I was about to say the chat. Question for the commenters. Anyone see Dolph Ziggler stand up? Can he bring it? Because a lot of times they're like more story driven. There's nothing wrong with a story driven comedian, but I think the transition from wrestler to story driven comedian isn't as impressive as like a legit comedian. Not that a story driven comedian's not legit, but you know what I mean.
Story-driven comedians are the vast majority of comedians. That and what gets them viral and gets them traction today.
What I mean by story-driven comedians is like, I don't want to pick on anyone, but damn, I love Mick Foley. But like Mick Foley, he's funny, but it's kind of a interview. It's kind of like not a legit act. You know, it's like, it's more of a one-man show than stand-up comedy.
Yeah, but that's how, like Dave Chappelle is.
No, Dave Chappelle's
He's telling you stories. He's taking you on a journey.
Yeah, but I don't know. Here's the thing. I think, Mike Tyson's one-man show. I think more wrestlers do that than what Dave Chappelle does. Does that make sense?
I'd say, yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, but I don't know. It would be interesting. I'd watch it. I'll come to DDT. Have a comedian thing. Dude, if you're a stand-up comedian and you come to Japan, just between me and you gotta lower the fucking tickets. Holy shit. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd love to go see a stand-up comedian. Sure, I'll go to Tokyo Dome City. How much are the tickets? I don't know. How much does stand-up comedians cost in America?
I don't know. I don't go to stand-up comedians. I'm fucking hilarious. I would pay other people to do what I can do for myself. I don't even need other people around. I make myself chuckle all the time.
I don't know. I just like pro wrestling, I respect stand-up comedians. It's a skill that people overlook. A really good stand-up comedian is art.
True.
But it's really hard to be that good. Especially because you can't you're not supposed to recycle other people's jokes. It happens, but you're not supposed to.
It's joke theft.
Yeah.
And Carlos Mencia's career basically died because of it.
Yeah. So, I don't know, because being a radio guy, being a wrestling, I'm saying just speaking wise, is way easier than stand-up. Stand-up, you're on your own. You got to be original. You got to be witty. And yeah, watch a stand-up comedian like in Japan. It's like $250 fucking dollars. I guess because
Ziggler, keep the prices down.
Yeah. Come to DDT and lower those goddamn prices. Go watch some stand-up comedy. Fucking get a giggle or two. Fucking, he'll be like, ain't you that fucking fat ass on YouTube? Like, too far, Ziggler. Too far. Yeah, so listen, guys, wish you nothing but respect and good wishes and all that stuff. We want you to succeed. And I hope you just find a company that fits you. And there's a lot of companies out there. And if you hustle and work hard, you can be amazing. And when you have the freedom of doing whatever you want, you get rewarded for talent. Like Dolph Ziggler, Shelton Benjamin. I just want to see you guys get rewarded for the talent. Ali too. But yeah, it's got to be weird. Like, all right, we got to cut a bunch of people. There's Ali. Yo, listen, dude. I don't want to fucking be here.
I saw someone point out that it was probably whoever does the cuts is probably like, wait, hasn't Ali been requesting his releases and dirt sheets for like years?
Yeah. Like, well,
this is an easy cut. Let's just call him. Hey, Ali.
He's like, I already packed my shit.
Cuts next week, but do you just want to leave? You still want to leave? And he's like, oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I don't think holding people to contracts, unless you're like a crazy big star, I think those days for a corporation are over.
Yeah, I think it's nuts.
Like if you're a UFC fighter most, there's always that one guy or that one girl. There are rare, where you're like, oh no, we're going to talk about this and hold you to your contract. But if it's like not a top tier person and like, I don't want to fucking be here, most corporations are going to let you go. They won't have that bitterness because they just care about their bottom line. It's weird. It's weird that a heartless corporation cutting people is a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking weird. That's weird, right? I don't know.
A little bit.
So, all right. Any last words?
No, I hope Ziggler goes to Japan.
Yeah.
And I hope AEW gets Emma because I feel like their women's division could use Emma a lot.
And I'm hoping a lot of these wrestlers are healthy. It would suck to be hurt and let go. I'm hoping that they're healthy. Yeah, so we wish you nothing but the best.
Does the release include a non-compete, you think?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, do you think, are they blocked from showing up? Or could technically one show up on, like, fucking Collision Saturday?
I don't have the answer to that. I mean, each contract is different, and plus, it might have been a negotiation thing. I know back in the day they had non-competes.
I imagine if I were them, I would tell them, I'd be like, yeah, you do have the non-compete, but we're willing to waive it if you'd like on the... however, it would stop the payment. Because I think usually when they do the like so many day non-compete, they keep paying them for that time period.
They should. Yeah, I don't know. Like a lot of times,
I'm pretty sure historically they do.
Yeah, but there's also Mega Man 2 situations.
That's true. But I mean, historically, WWE does, I believe.
Yeah. So, who are you most excited, and where do you think they'll be winding up? And I think that'd be interesting. So, all right, YouTube. We're only on YouTube. So used to being on Twitch. Like, comment, subscribe. He's at SidsLight on everything. I'm at KocoSports on everything. And we host a podcast called Wrestle AM on YouTube, KocoSports, wherever you find podcasts. With that, I am over. Hey, it's 1:30 in the morning. What am I doing? I got to get up in 2 hours.